Hey everyone, welcome to 2IM's YouTube channel. I'm Rajeshwar verbal faculty with 2IM, and as you can see the title of the video right behind me, VRC for starters, books to read. In this video we are going to discuss some books that will be very useful for your CAT preparation. Now the question that you might have is, why do we need to read books? Because we don't really get books in the examination, right? We usually get passages to read and solve the question based on them. But the whole point is that VARC is not just an examination to check whether your comprehension is good or not. It is also an examination which simultaneously checks whether you're aware or not about the things happening around you. So, what to read? Why read? It's about awareness. We need awareness, and that is why the exam is conducted in this way. I'll give you a very short example, very quick example to make you understand what I'm talking about. Imagine if you read a philosophical article, an article about philosophy, existentialism, and you have absolutely zero clue. There will be a lot of cognitive pressure on your mind to be able to read and understand at the same time. But on the other hand, if you are already aware about that particular thing, it will be a lot more easier for you to understand. You will be reading quicker, you'll be reading faster, you'll be able to understand better as well, and you will be able to answer much more questions as compared to a scenario where you don't know absolutely anything. On the other hand, you also might notice this thing. For example, the genres that you're very comfortable with, if you're an engineer, you might be very comfortable with articles related to science and tech, right? Or if you're an art student, or you might be very comfortable with history or political science, or etc., or economics as well. On the other hand, if you're a commerce student, reading business articles will be much more easier for you as compared to other people, right? So we all have our strengths, but there are certain places we have absolutely very less knowledge about. There are certain places we have very I'll just say zero clue, right? For example, philosophy is one thing. I picked up the example of philosophy. Psychology, a lot of the times the terms that are used are very academic oriented, right? And a lot of the time it becomes very difficult. If they are very heavy on jargons, so it becomes very difficult to understand those passages. And that is why being prepared for such scenario will save a lot of time, will improve your accuracy, and will make you understand the passage better, right? And that is why I'm recommending some books that you should definitely give them a try. Read them. These book suggestions, they are made based on genres, so read them. And they are also for beginners. Again, as the title of the video said, they are for beginners. So don't worry, just read and you would love it. And by the time you're done with them, most probably you will remember or retain a lot of things. And if you come across any article related to these things, it will be a lot more easier for you to be able to understand those articles. So without further ado, let's quickly start. I think I've already taken up a lot of time to discuss why instead of what. So what should you read? The first example in front of us, the first book, not example, but the first book is in the genre philosophy. Sophie's World by Jostein Gaarder. This was actually written in Norwegian or maybe Danish, I'm not really sure which was the original language. Recently I found out about it. A very popular book from 90s. It's also there in multiple languages. And it's a novel, it's a fictional work, but also involves a lot of philosophy. So if you're reading fiction at the same time, you'll be able to understand philosophy. It's sort of like a conversation between two people. Very brilliant book, because the philosophy has been discussed in such a way that even a 15-year-old would be able to understand. This is a spoiler that I just ended up giving you. Maybe I should not talk more about this book, so I don't want to spoil anything. Again, it's at the end of the day, it's a novel, it's a fiction work, and do read it. You would enjoy it, I can bet on that. It's absolutely amazing book, and really interesting, right? And multiple from Socrates to your Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre. A lot of people have been discussed here, and absolutely fabulous work. So this is for philosophy. At least once you read this book, you'll be at least aware about if the passage randomly name drops Socrates or Plato or some random dude from 11th century France or 17th century France, Rousseau or Hobbes or someone else, you would know, at least have a broad idea that, okay, what were the point of views of these philosophers, and it will make you understand passage in a much more easier way. Okay, moving ahead, for history, I would This book, I am a little bit there. Not just me. I mean, a lot of people are there with divided opinion, because this book basically covers the history of whole mankind. At the same time, it feels like it doesn't cover everything. But for a beginner, it's absolutely fantastic book. I have a very great interest in history. That is why I find this book incomplete, because it doesn't cover everything and every single detail. But if you're a starter, if you're a beginner, if you have not read, or if you don't enjoy reading history, you would love this book. It starts from the beginning of mankind as a Homo sapiens, and then talks about how did we reach from that point to this point that is present. Absolutely amazing book. Should give it a read, and most probably you would love it. The book's name, sorry, I forgot to mention, Sapiens: A Brief History of Mankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Okay. The third book for history genre is this. The third book for economy and global trade by Daron Acemoglu, Why Nations Fail. I won't really call it a absolute beginner book. It is not absolute beginner book. You at least need to have some knowledge about the economy, and by that at least you should have certain opinion, not even knowledge, at least opinion that how things work. And this book, the Daron Acemoglu is actually a Nobel Prize winner for economics. So absolutely fantastic book. It talks about the institutions that exist in a country which leads to a success or failure of the country. I have not read it completely, but I'm recommending it because I've read it almost 70%. I'm still reading it right now, and I think reading such a book will absolutely help you with every single thing with respect to economics. Your point of view will develop in such a brilliant way that reading and understanding economics or the global trade articles would be a lot more easier. Okay, this book is not a lot about global trade, but it briefly touches upon that idea. So economics and global trade, economics heavily on that, but global trade touches it slightly. So yes, it's a good book, absolutely fantastic book. Give it a read. And I'm not recommending some heavy works such as Thomas Piketty's Capital in 21st Century or something. Maybe if you want to give that a try, once you're done with this book, maybe you can give Thomas Piketty's book Capital in 21st Century a try after this. That is also, although it's very intense, it is full of research work and everything, 700 pages of book. But I read that first, and it took me a lot of time to finish it, but I really believe that is also a fantastic work. So this one is my recommendation for beginners if they want to get accustomed to economics and global trade. Okay, Daron Acemoglu, Why Nations Fail. The next one is about sociology, not exactly sociology, but it's about how different societies and how they are perceived and how do they perceive life and all that. And it doesn't talk about societies in general. This book, Outliers, it picks up the example of people, example of companies, case studies kind of thing, and then explains how their surroundings and how everything that was around them has impacted to their success or to their failure, right? One example that I can think of from this book is of Oppenheimer. And there was this one more guy, Eric Hart was his name, when he went for the Guinness Book of World Record, when he got registered in that. I'm not able to recall his real name, but how these two sharp people had a totally different career trajectory, that has been shared in this book. It's a very fine read. Give it a try. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Also, this book is the book which actually made the concept of 10,000 hours famous. The concept of 10,000 hours, if you might not know, is if you spend enough hours, that is 10,000 hours for on practicing a certain craft, practicing in the right way on a certain craft, you will gain mastery over it. This book has made that concept of 10,000 hours famous. Some might have contentions against it, that whole 10,000 hours concept. But yeah, this was the book. I think it was published in 2008 or 9. I don't remember exactly. But after this book was published, those 10,000 hours concept got very famous. So yeah, if you want to understand the society, it won't go deep into the sociology or like typically bore you to death. Nothing like that. Very interesting book, multiple examples, their life, their surrounding, their society, and how did it help them to succeed or how did it lead to their failure. That has been discussed in this book. Fantastic book. Okay. And bonus genre. I mean, this is bonus. Why? Because most of the people who prepare for CAT, I don't have statistics, but based on my observation, I think 50 to 60% people, at least those who prepare for CAT, even more than that, are engineers. So they don't really need any book which is related to science and tech. But still, I'm making a bonus recommendation. If you want to learn science and tech, if you want to have an outlook, if you want to know what exactly is happening with respect to science and tech, this would be a very good book. A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. I think this was published, I'm not really sure, but early 2000 it was published. And it's a little outdated, but they also, I mean, I read the outdated version, but I think there is a new update to this book as well, which was recently released, I think 24 or 23. That book is up to date. You would absolutely love it. So if you want to go for it, a book which is related to science and tech, this is it. This is it. Read it, you would love it. And I don't think that you need to read anything more else apart from this, right? And the last thing, again, the last slide, not really the last slide, a few things that you need to remember is leave the comfort zone. Now you need to identify the genres that you're naturally good at and explicitly put those books down for a while, right? If you're very good at history, then maybe you don't need to read history, right? And that is why I gave science and tech in the bonus section, because a lot of you people might be comfortable, might be knowing how about these science and technological innovations, and maybe you don't need to spend a lot of time on that, right? So things you're very comfortable with, leave them aside, pick up the topics that irritate you the most, that are most challenging for you. That would be the first thing that you need to do. The second thing you need to do is start light. You don't need to read academic texts like Kant or Piketty. The Piketty's book, Capital in 21st Century, that I recommended, maybe you don't have to read it. If you want to, maybe you can give it a try, but if you're a beginner, maybe stay away from it. Similarly, Immanuel Kant's philosophical works, don't read it. Learn from basics, start from easy work, light work. Once your foundation is strong, then you can build upon it. And the most important thing, read for the big picture. See, you're reading, your job is not to remember every single information, to remember every single detail. Once you have read, good. Whatever you are able to retain, good. Whatever you are not able to retain, that's also fine. At least you're a person now who has some idea, who is not absolutely clueless. And once you're not clueless, once you're opinionated enough, informed opinion obviously, about certain things, your journey will be a lot more simpler. Your attempts will increase and your understanding of the passage is also going to improve a lot and by a huge margin, and I can vouch for that. So these are the three things that you have to take into consideration, take care of. And the final thing, start reading today. Okay, these are the recommendations that I have made. Buy these books or buy the ebooks, whatever suits you, up to your convenience, and just do it, right? Just do it, as Nike says. And also in the comment section, drop down the name of the book that you would give the try. I mean, give the go, right? The first book that you're going to pick up, give it a try, right? Drop down the name of the book. And thank you very much for watching this video. All the best for your CAT 2026 preparation. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you succeed. Thank you very much.